Hello everybody and welcome to my first specially designed YouTube video. I'm Vlad Gitsa. You may know me as Vlad_chess from Twitch, where I've been streaming on and off for about 2 years. In this video, I'm going to show you an easy to learn system against the Pirc defense and the modern defense. So let's get started by saying this video is for you if you like to squeeze your opponent to death with a big central space grip and pawn storm on the side of the board. This video is not for you if you prefer to play slightly more positionally or if you like to play a bit more solidly against these defenses. So let's get started with the move e4, and then of course either d6 or g6 would enter the Pirc defense or the modern. The proposed system includes taking the central space as soon as it's given to us, then using normal development, and basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a fianchetto on the king side and squeeze our opponent's counterplay. So the move h3 here is very important. The move h3 prevents a future knight to g4. Notice that on the previous move here, knight g4 doesn't really bother you. You can always go bishop to g5 and run away with the bishop as soon as it's attacked. So after bishop to g7 and pawn to h3 here, we have short castles by white. And here, the move that I like to propose, and maybe a move that you haven't really seen much in the past, it's the third most popular move in the database, g4. Why this move g4? Why would you make such a move? It looks crazy. It looks like it's weakening the king side. Yes, but there are a couple of factors. First of all, white has the full center. It's not easy for black to break us down. And this space grabbing move with g4 actually ensures that either h5 or f5 is not going to be super easy to achieve. If black plays with h5, we're more than happy to push g5 with tempo against the enemy knight, dislodging it from the central post on f6. And then f5 is very undesirable for black to play here, because let's say after knight to e8 and f5, white will be more than happy to attack on the light squares, which are now weakened by this advance. So g4, very good move here. I have played this countless times in online games. I've also played this system in classical chess, and I can vouch for its soundness. And if you like to analyze this position with Stockfish, of course, feel free to do so. I think the system stands the test of time, really. There are a couple of moves here that black can play for, but our general strategy is going to be the same. Whenever black breaks in the center with either c5 or e5, we're more than happy to just hold on to the center with knight g2. Don't be tempted to push d5. d5 is not a good move, as it enhances the scope of the dark squared bishop on the long diagonal, and it could transpose into a favorable Benoni structure down the road for black. So be happy with normal development, holding on to the center, and of course whenever they take, you're more than happy to recapture with the knight. So this is one way to react. Of course, black could also play for the move e5, but as we said, we're more than happy to hold on to the center, and whenever black tries to play some random move like c6, we are continuing our development with bishop to g2, now pawn to b5, and here again, this is not really threatening. We're not going to castle long in this system. In this system, we are going to castle on the short side. That might appear risky because we have pawns on h3 and g4 already, but once again, our bishop on g2 is a great protector of the light squares, and it's very hard for black to break through. So short castles is more than fine here. And now the attacking plan in the middle game usually revolves around playing knight to g3, pushing the pawn over to g5, and then breaking the center with f4. So this is more common in these structures. Whenever you get attacked with b4, which is a possible move by black, whenever you get attacked with b4, the best way to go is to just retreat to b1 and then to resurface with the knight on d2. So I hope that's intuitive enough. I don't want to make this video super high level, so I won't be talking about all the possible deviations and variations that black can really throw at you. But I want you to get comfortable facing the Pirc and the Modern Defense. So this is the entire goal of this video. And if you ask me to put a rating range where this might be a good system for you to play, I would say anywhere below 2200. If you're below 2200 in FIDE, you can start playing this against the Pirc and the Modern, and I think you will see really you're gonna get great positions in the middle game. I can't really say much more than that. Let's take a look at the move order starting with G6. Levi Rosman, I'm talking to you right now, buddy. I know you like to recommend this line. I also play it, so like I'm guilty of playing like this with black, but fact of the matter is, if white knows what they're doing here in this move order, after knight c3 and now d6 and now bishop to e3 and a6, if white knows what they're doing here, black is in deep trouble and they're not going to be able to get their desired setup. So ask yourself this question, guys. A6, what is black trying to play for? What is black's next move? All right, black's next move is definitely going to be b5, and then they're going to try to fianchetto the light squared bishop on b7 and play knight d7 and try to break the center with c5. What do we say to that? We say, hell no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We play a4, preventing b5. And now really, if black tries to play with something like b6 and go for a hippo setup, yeah, I don't really believe in this. And the computer also doesn't believe in this. You can check that. After b6, honestly, you can play a number of moves that would give you a good advantage. I think the one that I prefer here is just a very simple knight to f3. It's just knight f3, bishop to b7, bishop d3, very normal development, knight d7, and then short castles. And this position has been reached about 11 times as far as I can see it here in the Lichess Master database. And white is scoring pretty decently. Black also has a couple of victories, but mostly in those games, black was a 2500 level player and white was like 2300. So that's to be expected. But honestly, man, this system is so easy to play. And if you like something that you can play on autopilot, let's say you're a London system player who's trying to come back to their senses and start playing e4 best by test. If you like playing autopilot moves, well, the London is a good system for that, but I don't think that's the right way to play chess. So the right way, I'm a chess coach, by the way. I'm a chess coach and I tell all my students, do not play the opening on autopilot. You might think that you've seen the position before and that you have it in your deep chessable courses or whatever, but more often than not, if you don't start thinking and if you just play on autopilot, you're going to find yourself in an undesirable position. So don't do it. Just, take a moment to assess your opponent's response, take a moment to understand your opponent's plans, and think about the best way to exploit that. So after a6, I think a4 is a great move. As I said earlier, now if black tries to develop, let's say with like knight d7, we can revert back to our previous system, which involves something like knight g to e2. Let's say if c5, we're happy to hold on to the center, h3, c takes d4, takes, now let's say here, g4. We have seen this before, short castles, bishop to g2. And we are very, very happy to prevent black from occupying the c4 square with a knight. Yeah, we don't want to castle. If you castle, this is a mistake. Don't do it. Don't do this, because after knight c4, attacking the bishop, attacking the pawn, this is not a move that you want to make bishop c1. So it's better to just spend one tempo on the move b3. By the way, this has been played by Wesley So against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, so it's probably good for you too. If they played it, it's probably good enough for you. So b3, preventing knight c4, and then on the next move, you're going to castle, and then to go with f4. So this is the type of system that I advocate against the Pirc defense and the modern defense. And I know I'm pronouncing Pirc incorrectly. I know that's the native way of pronouncing it. But hey, My name is also Vlad Gica, and during the 10 years that I spent in the US, I basically responded to Vlad Gita. So, I know botching names is a thing that we do. Um, I suppose, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it, really. Like, why am I talking about this? Like, this should be a chess video. Why am I talking about names and pronunciation? Anyways, get out of here. Thanks for watching.